What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. It's Ars. Let's get productive. So today I have another one from Baby Audio. I really love these guys. I love what they do with their plugins. It's super dope. I'm waiting for a Baby Audio VST that I can play around with. So Baby Audio, y'all gotta make that happen, man. If you want, team up with me. We'll make a dope ass VST. But for right now, I'm loving the plugins that they're putting together. I reviewed one of their plugins a couple of weeks back, the Parallel Aggressor, and today we're gonna review their Super VHS plugin. It's a 1980s kind of saturation distortion plugin, and it gives your tracks or your sounds, whatever you depends on whatever you're using it on. It gives it that kind of retro saturated distortion effect, but it's not too over the top. I've been using it a little while now. It's not over the top, and there's some really cool things about it. So we're gonna go over that plugin. I'm gonna do what I always do, add it onto one of my beats, and we're gonna see what this thing does. So let's get right into it. So right here I have Super VHS queued up on one of my beats. This is the GUI. Really cool looking GUI. I think Baby Audio makes some really dope looking GUIs. It's very clean looking. The resolution is really cool. I do wish you could resize it. I'm trying to see. I don't see where you can resize the plugin. Nope. So you can't resize the plugin. I do wish I could make it a little bit bigger, but in general, the size is fine for what the plugin does. I'm going to play the beat for you first that we're going to be adding this thing on. I'm going to turn the plugin off. So this is the beat. So I picked a beat that was a little bit different, a little bit airy, because, you know, it had a lot of had like a flanger effect on the melody. I just wanted something that already had a lot of different kinds of effects on it and dynamics on it to see what happens when I pair that with the Super VHS effect. And so let's check this thing out. On the GUI, you have the mix knob. I have that turned all the way up. You have your output knob. You have a knob here that just introduces some static. So we'll play the beat and I'll introduce some static so you can hear what that sounds like. So that's the static knob right there. You have this knob here, shape. And that kind of gives some shape to the high frequency distortions that you would get in like old VHS tapes. It works really well on instruments like snares and stuff. If you want to get a little extra crackle or a little extra, I call it ding, kind of like a bell ding on the pop of your snares. I've been using this effect and turned everything off on the effect except for the shape, and just went up once on the shape knob. And added that to a snare and got a nice little bit of effect there. But that's the shape knob. You have a heat knob here, which introduces a little bit of heat distortion. You may be familiar with that if you've been using the Parallel Aggressor that these guys make. You have a drift knob here, and what that does is it kind of acts like a wah-wah effect, like from those old VHS tapes. You know, when they get a little bit old, you kind of start getting that warped wah effect. Where it's kind of slowing down and then speeding back up again, so you can adjust that knob. Heat, obvious. You get some saturated distortion there, and you have the wash knob. Now, what the wash knob does is kind of a stereo widener mixed with a bit of a chorus effect. So you kind of get, like, when you add those two things together, you kind of get a really nice sounding reverb that you can add to the mix of this effect. And I'll show you what that sounds like. So it kind of has that widening effect and saturation, which kind of brightens it up and makes it sound a little bit, it makes it sound wider, but it also makes it sound like a reverb. And there may be some reverb in there too. I'm not sure what's going on as far as the algorithm is concerned. But that's the wash effect. And then in the middle, you have this magic button. Now to talk really quickly about the magic button right here. I'm just turn that on. So you can hear what that sounds like. This is it with it off. So the magic button kind of feels a little bit like a chorus effect mixed with some saturation and some widening. It kind of feels like the wash knob a little bit, but less stereo, more like mono and a chorus effect put together to kind of widen your track and brighten your track a little bit. But the cool thing about this magic knob is they actually have the magic button by itself available on their website for free. So you can actually go to their website and download the magic knob, the magic button for free and use it on any track that you want to use it on. And it's cool. Like you could literally, it's kind of like an all-in-one button. You can literally do a beat and the beat sounds dope and then just turn that button on and it'll just kind of take the beat to the next level. Or you can kind of use it parallel, kind of like how you would do parallel compression and put the magic button on a bus track and send your beat to that bus track and kind of introduce that magic effect to your overall track as much as you want to introduce it. And it sounds really cool. It sounds really sweet and it's a really juicy button. It's a really good button and they have it available for free on their website. So you can head on over to Baby Audio right now and download that button. But they've been gracious enough to include that in their Super VHS plugin. So if you get the Super VHS plugin, you get the magic button without having to download the free version, and you get all of these extra things here. So what we're going to do is we're going to work through these different knobs here and introduce it, infuse it into my beat, and see what kind of an effect that we can get with the beat. All right, so right now we have I'm gonna turn the mix knob down. No, I'm gonna keep the mix knob up and turn the effects down so we don't have anything introduced into the beat. And I'm gonna just play the beat. I'm gonna actually play the beat from where it has the most going on, where it has the bass and the hi-hats and everything going on. And I'm gonna go to the chorus section of the beat so I can have as much going on in the beat as possible to hear what's gonna happen if I add this effect to the overall beat. So let's check it out. So this is the effect with the mix turned all the way up. I had the magic button pushed down, but I turned it off because I actually like how the beat sounds without the magic button in this situation. Just because I'm adding it to the overall beat and I'm not adding it to any individual instrument, the magic effect kind of widens the songs, makes it a little too much, has a little too much stereo going on the beat, and I lose some of that narrowness that I get in the kick and the snare. So I turned the magic effect off, but I boosted the heat effect a little bit. I added a little bit of wash and some drift to it. I put the shape on this third setting here, and I turned some of the static up on that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the mix knob and just introduce as much of it as I'd like to have on the beat as possible, and see where I can find a nice balance for it. So we're gonna start down here at the bottom. This is just the beat with nothing on it. Now we're gonna slowly introduce the effect. One of the things that I'm noticing is I like what this thing is doing to my melody, but I don't like what it's doing to the drums. So I think I have it at a nice balance right now. What I'm gonna do is I am going to send everything in the beat except for the drums to a bus track with this effect on it, and let the bass and the drums just operate normally, and have everything else in the beat sent over to this effect. And that way I'm gonna see if I can keep some of the warmth of the bass and really keep the knock of that kick, and then saturate all the rest of the melody with this VHS effect, and I'm gonna see how that sounds. So this is what the beat sounds like right now, with this effect on everything, including the kick and including the bass. And it's a cool effect. It gives it a nice effect. It does sound like a VHS tape. And I've only introduced, if you can see right here in the mix knob, I've only introduced a little bit into the beat. But for the purpose of someone being able to use the beat and like rap over it or sing over it or whatever the case may be, I really want that kick and that sub bass to shine. So we're going to send this effect to everything except the kick and the bass. So let's try to separate that real quick. Let me just find the kick real quick. Alright. Okay, so everything is sent to a bus track already. Let's see. There we go. So now I got the kick and the bass sounding the way I want it to sound. Let me turn some of that static down a little bit. It's a little too much going on with the static. And now I can do whatever I want to do with the mix of this effect, and it doesn't affect the kick or the bass. And now I don't mind turning that magic button on and really getting more saturation and stereo on the melody, because again, it's not affecting the kick and the bass. And I think that's what was bothering me about turning that button on before, is that it was kind of widening everything too much, and I didn't want it to do that to the kick and the bass. So now that I separated it, let's listen to it. So we're going to listen to the beat without the effect on, and then we're going to turn the effect on and you can hear it with the effect. I added it subtly, so there probably won't be a huge difference, but you can hear what it's doing to the melody. Listen to the melody with that flange effect on it. There's strings that have a flange effect on it. Listen to what it's doing to some of those bells in the hook part. Listen to what it's doing to the snare, the hand clap. All of these things have this effect on it right now. So this is the beat without anything on it. Okay, and this is the beat with the effect on it. So that's everything but the drums and the bass. Put it on. Put it off. Put it on. Put it off. So yeah, that's the Super VHS. That's the Super VHS effect. I really think this plugin is really cool. If you head over to their website right now, they'll tell you more about the plugin. I don't know why I always say it like that. Plugin. If you head over to the website right now, they'll tell you more about the plugin. It's really lo-fi inspired and 80s inspired. Like I said before, the GUI is really, really cool. A lot of times when I see the GUI with some of these plugins, I really wish they just made a hardware version of the plugin, just because I think it'll look dope. Like, I want to see it sitting on my table and see what it would look like with the lights shining and stuff. Kind of like this picture right here. So head over to Baby Audio. I really think this thing is really cool, and I really think you guys are going to enjoy using this on your tracks. That's it for today. If you like the video, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because I have a lot more videos on the way. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about this thing. And as always, if there are any plugins or VSTs you want me to review, please leave a comment down below and let me know. I really make these videos for us, for the production community. That being said, I want to make sure that I'm reviewing products that either you guys may not have heard about or that you want to know more about. And I know when I'm looking for VSTs and I'm looking for plugins, I like to go to YouTube and see if anyone has reviewed them and what they think about it. So please leave a comment down below and let me know what you're looking for. If there's a plugin that you haven't seen videos on YouTube for yet that you want to know more about, leave a comment down below. I will definitely check the plugin out and I will have it uploaded for you guys as soon as possible. So that's going to be it for today. Thanks for stopping by. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.